happy, so genuinely. I mean, I think you can see it on my face as well. But I'm so happy to be joined by Prosenjit Chatterjee, who has really like taken over the internet and cinema with Jubilee, which is just released on Prime Video. Firstly, a huge welcome
Thank you
to
so
India
much.
today. I feel really honored to be speaking to you, knowing I know you've heard this enough already that 240 films and more, like you've done so much work. But is this recognition that you're getting for Jubilee per se special in a lot of ways? Because it's surreal, I feel.
Yes, it is, and it's a very exciting for me, especially. I think anybody who's working anywhere in this world really they want to have a new audience, new reach, and I think Jubilee. The best part is it's been highly appreciated. It's been watched by all the generation. At the same time, critically huge
Yeah.
acclaim. So you don't get normally this thing together. Thanks to Vikram, of course. I mean, he's the captain of the ship, and that was one of the main reasons I wanted to say yes. That's a debut for me in OTT platform, and I love doing. Not only me, I think everybody in the team, all the departments, we all have given our best because our captain was so solid. And we are enjoying this time. I mean, wherever I'm going, whomever I'm meeting, though my Bengali film was also released on 14th April, which is New Year's of Bhavna. And that's again getting a huge critically acclaim, huge number, really huge. I mean, people are going to theatre to find out is it Prosenjit or do you find that Prosenjit inside?
Wow.
It's been so so I think I'm enjoying this wonderful time, and whomever I'm meeting, not only from our industry, even like I'm going out now in Bombay, people are
Recognizing.
and so wonderful. And so I'm happy that entire team has given the best and we're getting everything.
What is interesting is, like you said, that having worked for this long in the industry, you still find newer things to do in the characters that are given to you. Like, for example, like you mentioned, that audience is going and trying to find Prosenjit in the characters.
That's something is happening with my Shishmata, which is true. And also people have written in, especially in Bangla, because they have all watched Jubilee and they have all watched my Shishmata, that this is totally like all two characters and we're able to see it in a week.
Yeah.
So is this one person who's doing a Shrikant Roy? He's also a creative person. And he's a writer. So both are creative people, but the lifestyle, the ideology, the thought process, the time, all are so different. So is it one person doing Shrikant Roy and Valmiki? So I think in my own way I can say that success is one thing. At the same time, you get a very different kind of satisfaction.
I agree.
But nowadays, I do work. I try to do my work
for satisfaction,
for kind of satisfaction, because I have done so much in the work.
Yeah.
And I used to do commercial,
but
captions and everything. Like I've done so much, and believe me, till today, I believe that because of that, I'm sitting here. Because those audience had made Prosenjit. Then in one point of time, I started thinking that I need to explore myself in a different way and to do something which is called a kind of art. I must do something.
In those days, it's called parallel cinema.
They used to say parallel film, and these are the commercial films. We all face and a different kind of actors. For parallel films, we were not the actors who used to do parallel films. There was a group of actors who used to do parallel films. But I think in the last 10, 15 years, all over the country,
the lines are blurred tremendously. But correct me if I'm wrong, because from whatever I have read, I see that you started doing this entire balance that people try to get today, where they are balancing between being a part of commercial cinema, but at the same time doing parallel cinema, because that is where your satisfaction lies in a lot of ways. I think you started doing it way early. I mean, back then when people were not even perhaps thinking about this, I think you started back then. Where did this courage come?
I'm a huge follower of Yash Chopra. I used to love him and respect him. Till today I do that. And I'm very lucky that I had like long conversation. They were like teachers. And when I used to sit with him and I used to find that this man at this age is doing the love story which is being watched by all young. So I think as a creative people we need to know the psyche of the younger generation. So I think in a way, maybe I'm just talking about 11 years back, I thought I should do a film like Autograph where CJ had done the first film. Then maybe the second film was my Paisha Show, which really changed that parallel and commercial films. So it became all super hit. But we had started getting a new generation in theatre. And that was only because I eat cinema, I live with cinema, I drink cinema, I sleep with cinema.
So what do you do to de-stress?
Distress? Watching films? Oh, believe me, that's my distress. I only watch film, and you can ask me any big good film anywhere. It's going to be Tamil, Telugu, Malayali, Gujarati, Marathi. And even I know how this industry had come, who was the first person. So I could connect Srikanth Roy or Vikram's thought in that way. I mean, when he started narrating the Dada Ye Hai, I knew about it. So, I mean, I read about it. I've done some kind of a homework. And that's what I do. Of course, international film I do watch. But I also need to know what my India has produced. Great actors, great directors, great filmmakers. It's a learning process.
And I think that is one of the reasons why, I mean, we have obviously from South, we hear a lot that there were actors who have debuted in Hindi cinema way back as well, and now it's happening all the more, right? But I think you did it again, like you were a sort of crusader, if I may say, back then when no one was even thinking about it. You did it.
I did it.
And today the chatter is a lot more, like we are discussing it a lot more. But you did it back then with Dave. I mean, of all directors, you love Yash Chopra, but you made your debut in Hindi cinema with David Dhawan, right? I mean, when I read, I was just like, wow, this is.
Varun was not born when I did Amina. Varun was not born.
But how did that happen? Like, what? Back then, when you were anyway doing such really great films in Bengali as well, right? What made you choose ki, "Achha, chalo, let me try something in Hindi"?
It's not a try. Again, I will say it's all destiny. I was doing a Bengali film for Pelaji. And Pelaji was that time, it's like, he was a Stardom. He has produced Govinda, Chunky.
Right.
So I was shooting for a Bengali film with Neelam and Sonam was my one. So one fine morning in this particular place where he was sitting, he came to me and said, "You have to go to chapter, why can't we launch you in a Hindi film?" I said, "Man, it's not that I tried to do something." I said, "Okay." Then he said, "Mumtaz, you will do your mother. This is a subject I have to take it." In fact, yesterday I met Anis, who wrote the script for Adya. So we are really old friends. Like, we used to stay together for a long time. So I said, "Okay, I have the school boy. Okay, give me 3 months time, I will lose my weights and everything, whatever." So, and Muntaji, who had worked with my father also. So, yeah, it was a wonderful journey. But as I did Adya, then I stayed back. Because honestly speaking, there was a time, I'm not trying to say anything. I don't believe in all this. If I used to go for an outdoor, that time mobile and everything was not there. So, a lot of technicians used to call me from studio. Dada, studio khali. Because I used to shoot 3, 4 floors together, like shifts. So a lot of technicians used to get a lot of work. That time television was not there. I'm talking about the time when television, OTT was not there. So when I used to go for a long outdoor, they used to go, "Dada, wapas jaldi aa jaiye," because they know when I'm back, at least 3 to 4 studios I will work. Plenty of people I will do. So I somehow, very in early age, I it's like family में होता है ना, बचपन से थोड़ा सा responsibility ज़्यादा आ जाता है ना कभी-कभी for your situation. So I think
that's what I was actually going to come to that. That despite making your debut,
it's not my age. I got all kind of a responsibility from my Bengali industry, which has given me a lot. That even my seniors used to say, anything happened in Bhavna industry in the last 30 years, it is they have to call, "Let's go, let him come." let him solve it, let him do this.
But that's so wonderful, and you've given back as well with the kind of
Yeah,
work that you've done.
today people are really happy, especially I'm talking about Jubilee. All the media, all my friends, all the industry saying that you have really given back. You have made us proud. So I said, yeah, whatever I've learned from you all.
But I am so happy to see the kind of response that you're getting. And personally, I mean, because I have a lot of Bengali friends as well, and the only statement that I hear from them is that he's a wonderful human being as well. I mean, a great actor on screen, yes, but also a wonderful human being. And that is a difficult balance to maintain, don't you think?
Yeah, I think for the last 10, 12 years, I normally, when I hardly get time, but when I sit alone, I always say that, yeah, maybe after 20 years, 30 years, I was talking to my son right now. I always say one thing that, yeah, whatever it is, I can be a doctor, I can be an engineer, I can be a journalist. That's my profession, but I should be remembered as a
Good human.
normal good human being. I'm not saying good human being is very,
Normal.
yeah, it's a very
Is it
difficult. It's a difficult word to say. Good human being, to be a.
Normal good human.
I always believe that this is my profession.
Hmm.
It could be anything. I could have worked in a bank. That there also I have a professional bank.
But tell me, Prosenjit, can I call you that? Is it the right way
Yeah.
of
Please,
saying it?
please,
Yeah.
please.
I really want to understand, because I hear this from people who have attained a certain level of success, that they want to be remembered as someone who are normal, who treat this work as profession like I would treat my profession, right? But because there is so much of
The worst
love
part, I will
coming
tell
in.
you something. Because of our experience, people like us, there are plenty, who believes in it.
Huh.
But the worst part, then also we have misunderstood. Yeah, it's a natak hai yaar.
मैं भी
It
उसी
is
पे आ रही
so
थी
sad.
कभी.
It hurts so much, believe me.
When people-
Yeah. That's what we always hear. Yeah, इनका ये नाटक है, ये इनका policy है. But that's not always.
But was it always like this since day one? Because you also come from a family of legacy yourself. Sometimes as child, because you've seen your father act and like him being adored by people, it rubs on to you as well. Kabhi hua?
Yeah, my father was a really successful hero in Bombay, Calcutta, and I do have respect. But as per my career, it's all timing, it's all destiny. I believe. I think I had started my career with 500 rupees signing amount, and I used to do small side roles, brother of a hero. Then I did my plays, stage, theaters, and then I think it was like I started. I done everything like just an income. I used to go and meet my directors in studios, whether it's Bombay, whether it's Calcutta, I used to come and meet them. Yeah, the advantage which I really used to get, that's of course because I'm son of the star, and this too. They knew me, so they used to
Treat
make
you
me
like
say like a, yeah. Otherwise, my entire career, I'm sure you will know it.
No, of course, I mean.
I
yeah.
just did it just like any newcomer. I didn't have any godfather. And I think that made me very strong. That made me very focused. Because I didn't have anybody with me. So whatever I had to do with my judgment and my mom's. That's the only person who I believe the God and my mom. So yeah.
But when you attained your first success, especially after having gone through that journey, when you did side roles as well, and all of that, did it ever get? I mean, because it is very easy in this industry, because everyone is saying that, "Oh, wow, Prosenjit, matlab ab to hit de diya." That entire conversation around you, it can get to you sometimes, in the sense that you can feel that you have achieved something. Has it ever happened?
I'll tell you something. I look at it in a different way. I have seen the success. I've seen it. I've seen the failure. I've seen it. I think that's the one reason from very like कुछ life में होता है ना जो मतलब before your age you become mature. The world makes you mature. It's होता है हर family के लिए होता है. So I think the world has made me very mature. And I will tell you a very interesting story. I used to do a show, that we do plays, and that's out of Kolkata. We do a plays, and there are a lot of people come and watch it. So I used to even go with my play, I used to do my plays. Suddenly after my first hit, which was Duty Bhavna, not Rish Bhavna, my first, and that ran for around 40-50 weeks.
Wow.
So suddenly when I reached, I saw police, at least 20,000 people standing, and my producer is saying, "ये show दो करना पड़ेगा." I said, "Why?" And I was around 18, 19. Look, they all came to see you because the film is running for around 20-25 weeks.
Wow.
All over the suburbs, and that's the day I understood that it is just not stardom, a responsibility.
Yeah.
So I looked into that way basically from my. I didn't want it to wear that. I always tell it to my new generation when they ask me, "Dada, kuch bolo aap." I said, don't try to wear the success. Try to wear it and keep it your failure. That will give you another success.
Wow. I mean, I'm really feeling enriched because I know that a lot of people, it can, I mean, success gets to best of people sometimes.
Success hota hai, success we enjoy, we feel good, we
Yeah.
give a tight heart, sometimes we cry also after success, that's the emotion.
Of course,
We
I
all
can
cry.
imagine.
Once one film, I mean, that day, in fact, Vikram, we all were hugging each other and we were all in tears. That's the emotion of the creative.
Yeah.
But after that, you don't have to keep it.
Yeah.
Then what next?
I think that is a sign of a wise person as well because you know that iske baad the responsibility is to do better.
Jubilee में बहुत अच्छा डायलॉग है जो कम बात करते हैं वो आगे निकल जाते हैं.
बात तो सही है.
This is very real. This is real.
Yeah.
Because our answer is only
Through work.
Work, houseful, success. That's the answer. But you have to say much.
But because you're someone, I mean, you can actually switch gears very easily between playing characters. But with Shrikant Roy, I want to understand because he is despicable in a lot of ways. मतलब बहुत cunning भी है, but at the same time, you cannot ignore the fact that he's a man of excellence, right? Where did you draw inspiration? Because I'm sure you might have seen a lot of people with references where you can pick references from within the industry. But if, like, when you were building this character before even getting on to it, who was your main reference for?
Prosenjit Chatterjee.
Wow, lovely.
Because if you read my autobiography, there's a line. Just now you told me I'm a good person, I'm a good soul. People say that, and maybe I have some positivity. But in my book, I said one thing that I have built my Prosenjit brand in the last 40 years in my own way, and I kept it intact. And I don't sleep in night just to keep that brand intact. It's not only as professional. If somebody wants to harm that without any reason or affect that, then I'm a victim. It's my own quote in my own autobiography. So I think everybody in this earth, whether it is not only cinema, whoever builds an empire or a brand, they want to protect that brand.
Yeah.
And that time, it's not always you have to do wrong thing, but you have to protect that. It happens that you might do something which is maybe wrong, but if it's happening unnecessarily, you have to protect that brand.
Yeah.
Even it's a company, it's a brand, anything.
No, but I was really thoroughly impressed with how you emoted that character. That at some level you really hate how and what he's doing, but at the same time you kind of understand where everything is coming from.
I mean, that was the brief that this man is there's a godfather, but you can't get godfather.
Yeah, I mean, because people
finally when people need to say, "यार, ये आदमी के साथ ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए था," because he also contributed.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, agreed. But tell me, now that with conversations around Pan India and all of this, do you find it a little redundant? Because you have been doing it Pan India तो मतलब काफी time से हो रहा है. Or do you think with these, I mean, just to add to it, do you think with these, like with Jubilee and the kind of recognition that you're getting now in the Northern Belt as well, do you think it will further more Bengali actors to come and try it? Because recently Anirban also did it, and he was really good with Mrs. Chatterjee. Do you think there will be more focus on that?
No, as it is, not only from Bengal, I'm saying a lot of great actors are coming and doing a lot of national work now. And in fact, Aurum is doing a lot of good work. Agarwal had just done it. A lot of young talents are doing from Calcutta. And I'm very happy about that. basis. I just want to say that, yeah, MEC for me, it's like, first of all, this platform is like something very new to me, and reach out to the people. Like my entire, like, if anybody asks me what is your motive, I say every day, every morning, I want at least one new audience, a new fan of mine. I last 6 years back, I started doing a franchisee, which is, it's one of the
The
well-read
one?
Kakababu,
Ah.
with the one leg.
Okay.
So it's a novel. It's a very well-read novel. So I had done 3. I'm going to start another one.
Okay.
I used to find when I used to go to a social gathering that people, the kids used to come and tell me, I'd seen him on television, I see. They're not allowed to go in the cinema. I suddenly decided I should make a film for them. Now, if I go to a party or when they're kids, they all, where is your crutch? They don't recognize me as Prosenjit Chatterjee. I became Kakababu of that character
But
to them.
that's such a lucky.
So I always, so for me at this point of time is something like my work. With this work, I had reached out to a new audience who used to know about me maybe, but they
But
had
now they
seen
dive
me,
deeper.
my
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
And I'm also reaching to the new generation, which is very important for me.
Yeah.
The language of cinema had changed. So I am at least happy that I'm still able to,
Keep up with
keep
the
it
times.
up with the
Yeah.
time. So that's something which I enjoy.
No, but thoroughly, because you are actually trying to reinvent yourself with every, as they say that each decade there is a new transition that happens
happens,
within the cinema,
absolutely.
right? And I feel that you have adapted really well, and the ones who adapt are the ones who survive with
Yeah,
changing tides.
that needs to be. I don't believe that मैंने क्या किया था, what I did, whatever records I had, that doesn't work. You have to go with your time and your audience, and every day, and every 8 to 10 years there is a change.
Yeah.
You see, believe me, before pandemic, we all was talking that all over India that people have started watching good cinema.
Yeah.
That's the mainstream. Suddenly after pandemic change, we went back to that 80s.
Yeah.
People want to watch larger than life, something big.
Yeah, now
So it
everyone
changes
is just
everywhere,
saying that
everywhere.
until and unless
So
it's
now
a
I'm
wish.
planning to do an action film.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe,
Hindi?
No, Bangla, but yeah, I'll try to release it nationally. But yeah, I'm trying to
Lovely.
do something like Kamal Hassan is a big inspiration for me. Always.
So,
always.
are we also going to see you collaborate and maybe return to Hindi cinema as well?
Yeah,
Something.
if I get something like Shrikant Roy, yeah, why
श्रीकांत
not?
रॉय कर लिया अभी कुछ और
Yeah,
कर
but
लिया।
something very, very strong and I should get an interest.
Right. But what is it that, to end it actually, I'm really curious. You've played several characters, different roles throughout your career, right? And each time finding something new in that. But is there still a hunger of doing that one character? मतलब वो अभी तक वैसा character नहीं मिला ऐसा कुछ है.
What?
But like, if you had to pick one.
Rain Man. Rain Man. Just enough man.
Lovely.
I will
So
never be able to do that, but yeah.
Why not? Why not?
It's
Sky's
like-
the limit.
It's like,
But you never know. But thank you so
thank you
much.
so much. Thank you.
This was lovely, and I hope that you keep doing amazing work and people recognize and give you more amazing work here in Indian cinema as well, so that we get to see you a lot more.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank you so much.